Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Amenadel, aka Green Grow Guy. Alright, so today I'm in my polycarbonate house after checking everything out and seeing if everything needs to be watered, um, checking for bugs, and all that type of stuff. Anything that I have to harvest to help this food get its grow on, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay? Sometimes it's a daily thing, depending on what time of year it is and what's in the ground and things that are already growing. Sometimes it's an every now and then thing. You just gotta pay attention. Today, I'm actually gonna harvest a couple of these peppers that I have left on my patio. Sweet pepper. You see that I got some red ones and green ones. Because I have so many more coming on that are brand new. Sorry. All right, there goes the focus. Uh, right here, this is all brand new. Right in here is going to be all brand new. Lots of brand new peppers coming, and on the plant behind it. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. Between these two plants, I probably have another 80 peppers coming after we already probably peeled off about a good 40. Okay, so they're producing for sure, and keeping up with them, eating them all. It hasn't been. It's been a slight challenge, but not as much. We just increased the amount that we use. So I'm gonna take a couple of these off real quick, and put them down here in my tray. This is one of my microgreens trays. I just got it set in my grow bed. I do have stuff planted, but it's not gonna come up because I just planted it the other day. And it's relatively light, so I just set it there as a placekeeper. Because I'm also going to get this peppermint together. I'm going to propagate some of it, and some of it I'm going to take in to keep. So let's get it done. Okay, guys, so I cut the peppers off. You see I only have a few of them, which I'm definitely okay with because I have tons of them inside my refrigerator right now. But like I said, I just wanted to get that done so that the other ones can start getting their grow on. But not for nothing, guys. They're a great size. They're a good size. As you can see, they're. And I'll put it against like my middle finger. You'll see they're a pretty good size. So even with that being said, they just keep coming. So I'm really happy about that. If you take care of it, you can just keep eating, and that's the goal. Next, I'm going to move on to this peppermint plant. We're going to zoom back. Watch my other videos. It's definitely time. I should have been out here trimming this back. But I was slacking, y'all. I apologize. But today's the day, so let me harvest this back and take off some of the stuff I don't want and go from there. Okay, guys, now this is a little bit overgrown. Alright, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm definitely gonna propagate one of these two, if not both of them. So I'm actually gonna cut those last, but I am gonna go to these ones that are hanging down and cut them so that they might remain in an upright position. Now, I don't want to cut them as low as I might want to cut them, which is down here, because that's like taking an enormous amount off. But I do want to cut to at least here to start it back on its way of standing upright. And you just go down to the node, guys, and you cut it. I'm going to lay it aside. You can take the leaves off, but you see how now it gave it an opportunity to stand upright. I'm also going to clean this bottom off. I'm going to clean this bottom off, but I'm definitely going to propagate the top of this some type of way. So now that I showed you, let me get the cutting. Guys, trust and believe you me, this smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you just want to get right above the node. After I'm done trimming, I'll show you guys. I'm going to actually cut these kind of deep because these are actually rather high at the top. I'm actually happy about that, not for nothing. This isn't that big, but it's hanging, so I want to kind of give it an opportunity to grow back up before, and I'm also tag it up in here. If you guys could smell the way this smells, it's like super robust. Okay? And you'll be able to tell growing it on your own, a little bit will go a long way. Like it's strong. Has a very strong smell. Now, here, oh, I have one back here. Look at this. Look at God. It's a nice one. Nice. And I mean, guys, it's so strong, like, it's in my throat. You know, I'm like, ooh, it's like menthol, you know? So it's actually good. All right, one of these guys, I'm going to propagate. And I'm going to show you exactly how. I might decide to do both. Yeah, why not? I'll do both. I can live with 2 more pepper plants. What do you guys think, right? Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the containers. I'm going to cut these 2 off. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to propagate these. Now, what I'm about to show you as far as propagating this mint is diabolical, to the point that I turned the camera around so you can see me. Alright? Diabolical, state-of-the-art system that I'm about to show you and we're about to use. Okay? Alright. Y'all ready? Alright. Boom. Alright. So these are 2 used bottles of spring water. We don't really use tap water in our house to eat and drink. We make everything, you know, spring water. We at least try, y'all. We trying. All right. So this is the technology, y'all. Advanced, state of the art. All right. And what I did was I put some water in here, y'all. All right. I put some water in here. All right. Now, with that being said, all I'm gonna do is clip this peppermint off. And once I clip this peppermint off, I'm gonna eventually stick it in these bottles. Put it in some sun, let the roots grow, let it do its thing. So let's go. Okay, so I'm not gonna cut it super deep. I'm gonna cut it to right here. Alright? I'm gonna cut it to right there. Now what I'm gonna do is harvest these leaves. I'm gonna harvest these leaves. And this is a great time to do things like this. Alright? When you're ready to bring it inside. Now I'm gonna keep these leaves at the top. I'm gonna keep these. Okay? I'm gonna keep them. And all I'm gonna do, guys, is stick it in this water. Just like this. You don't want the stem, let me see if you guys can see. You don't want the stem to be like drowning. You just want it to grace the water. You want the roots to grow and reach for water because it's a little bit thirsty, but it's touching it a little bit. You know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of scenario. All right? And honestly, I got this. This is perfect. The way that I have it now is perfect. All right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that inside my polycarbonate house and just let it while out. And it's going to do its thing, y'all. It smells fantastic. I'm going to hop on this other one. Do the same thing. I got to cut it a little lower because I want my plant to be even. You know what I'm saying? Take these off right here. But they're going to go in the house. These smell so good. This smells so good. Then I'm going to take this. Boom, boom. And I'm going to set it in my next cup of water, y'all. Alright? And in about 2 weeks, that's the finished product right there. And in about 2 weeks, y'all, these are going to have some really nice roots on the bottom. And we'll probably be able to plant them. Along with, okay, me placing them in other strategic places. I'm going to put one right over here in the corner. And I'm going to find, if not there, I'm going to find another place to put the other peppermint plant. because, guys, it's letting off the peppermint smell. So any pests that don't like the smell of peppermint, it's going to deter them, and that helps more. This is why I want to propagate these. All right. Okay, everybody, here goes the rosemary, and as you can see, it is time for a little teeny haircut. Okay, it's growing a little bit, or actually a lot bit, so I'm going to give it a little cut, and I'm only going to cut like 2 to 3 inches off the top, guys, to encourage it to keep growing, because I want a lot of it, because I'm going to dry it. I use fresh rosemary a lot. I know you guys see the center is empty, like, why is that so empty? It's because it's thyme growing in there. I just planted it yesterday. It did have dill in there. It didn't do so good. Not because of any reason, guys. Sometimes that's just what happens. And that's what happened. So I'm going to wait for my thyme to come up. I really like how my herbs are growing along my fence line. If you didn't see the video, go watch the video, guys. It's a really good video. And it grows herbs crazy because I'm actually harvesting a lot of this today. So, only thing I'm going to do, guys, is go down to about here on each of the rosemaries and cut them back. I'm going to try to get it on camera for you. But like I said, I'm a one-man show today. So, I might just cut it and then show you the results. Okay, y'all, so I was able to show you like me clip one piece, but I wasn't about my rosemary flying everywhere. So you can see how I just kind of pretty much cut it down right to the node. Let me get up on the node, because I didn't cut every single one either. So don't be forced to cut every single one. You see how I cut it right down there to the node? Okay, but they already have new sprouts coming out. That's the new sprout right there. That's a new sprout right there. So I'm already in good shape. You don't want to cut it down too low. You only want to cut about 20 to 30% of this plant. You know what I mean? Every time you harvest it. Alright? Some of these I didn't cut. Don't feel forced to cut them all. If it doesn't need to be cut, don't cut it. You know what I'm saying? It'll grow and you'll be doing your plant a bigger service by taking it when it's ready to be taken. Alright? So the next thing that we're going to move on to, because it's relatively easy, is the basil. Okay, guys, many of you know how to do this. For you that don't, before I do anything, this stuff right here that has fallen, there's nothing wrong with this basil. I'm going to put it right on over here. It just had fallen off from being on there, but I am going to pull it. I am going to pull it, the whole thing off, though, because it's getting all weak and wilted underneath. That means it's not getting enough sunlight. So I'm going to pull it off and take these basil leaves that come with it. It smells fantastic. And you know what the thing is, I'm going to be honest with you guys. When you're doing herbs, right? Even if you see a harvest and it's not a whole bunch of herbs. Me, I don't have a problem going herbs. But because it's so fresh, you don't need the same amount that you use when you go to the store. You don't, because you're picking this at the peak time. You know what I mean? A lot of times we buy fruits, vegetables, herbs, etc. Vegetation, period, that you're getting from the markets. They got to pick it early so that it has ship time, shelf time, refrigerator time. Here, it's going right from your backyard or right from your garden, right into your pot, into your belly to travel. So there's no, you don't have to rush, and you use less of it because it's way more potent. You know what I mean? You can spend some time out in your backyard harvesting herbs. It's all over my fingers. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the air. You know what I mean? It smells fantastic. I wish you had like a scratch and sniff on the YouTube. I do wish we had that. I do. Because I'd be like, smell it. Y'all be like, scratch, scratch. And then we can share the experience. But let me flip this back around and show y'all how I'm getting down with this. See, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go in here to some of these little lower leaves and clean this bottom up. All right. Don't sleep on this. Some of this, I'm gonna be like, nah, never mind. But guess what? When it dries, it all grinds up really good. If you don't keep it fresh, you know what I'm saying? You can dry these up. And I mean, honestly, I put all this in a Ziploc bag, and when I'm ready, I grinds it up. Some of it can go in the refrigerator, y'all. And you know what I mean, use it fresh for pastas or anything. There's no limit. You know what I mean? Whatever you like to put it on that. Alright? But I'm going to harvest this off because I told y'all I'm a one-man show. So I'm going to put this down, harvest it, and show y'all what the results was at the end. Okay, guys. So this is the aftermath, okay, of the basil. Now, what I did was I took pretty much the big leaves off. I can actually take this off as well. It's pretty big, guys. And see, what happens is with these basil, you see these little leaves? They won't get big. They'll turn yellow because these big leaves like this will now become the shadow. So when they get about this size and you see them starting to drape and cover other leaves, pop that thingy off. Because I bet you underneath, you'll have all this beautiful new growth where you can still get a whole bunch of basil. I also cleaned up the bottom a little bit so that it can grow more of a bush. Alright? Now, I'm going to move over to the final herb that I'm going to do in this video. And that's the oregano. Let me back up so you guys can see it. Something else I use all the time. You know what I mean? The fresh oregano compared to any other way. You know what I mean? Other than coming out of my urban farm. Can't beat what I'm doing right here. I'm going to be honest with you. And it grows. You know, it's very easy to grow. Pop it in, and it grows as a bush. I start out with my oregano like this. Look how little this starts out. Okay, guys? I have to find a home for this. But look how little it starts out. Look how much I've grown it. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely, you know, something worth investing in because you use it as seasoning, you know what I mean? And pretty much with cutting oregano, guys, you're just going to want to leave like a third of this plant here. So honestly, I'm probably just going to come and trim this stuff up here in the front, go down to the nodes, trim it back so that it encourages it to grow some more. After that, I'm going to leave it alone and let it get its bush on, okay? And another thing I want to tell you about this rosemary is if you see on some of these, you'll see some brownness on the stems. Don't cut any of that brownness because that is the plant. Now you are killing it. But other than that, let's get this oregano on this tray harvested. Okay, y'all, I didn't go crazy on this like I thought I would. I actually left it rather bushy because it's so damn healthy. What I did trim, I'm thinking that's going to be enough to catapult it to get me to maybe about 1.5 feet of a node so I can cut some more probably within the next week. You know what I mean? Because I want both of these to get really, really bushy. And don't judge my garden scissors because I don't know where my garden improvers went. I put them things in my pocket and I never see them for another week or so when I find them by accident. Whew. We have, you know, got some herbs today. My poor little mint, it's starting to get wilted. Like I said, guys, I know y'all can see the sweat forming on my head. It's getting a little bit hot out here already, but I'm all right with it. Bring it on, Mr. Sunshine. Get my vitamin D. All right, so I'm going to flip it around and show you what I'm going to take in the house to harvest. Now, mind you, guys, I wasn't coming out here to harvest for Thanksgiving dinner. I just wanted to cut some of my stuff back to promote the growth so that it keeps growing. This is a progressive thing. Yes, some instances you'll come out and have big harvests. But when it comes to herbs and stuff, as the season goes on later and later, the plant gets older, it grows bigger more and more. Yeah, you'll begin to cut more and more off. You know what I'm saying? But it's also progressive. You can come out every 4 days and probably cut it back. And, you know what I mean, do just as much damage than the big harvest. And that's kind of what we tend to do because we use it to cook and things like that. So I'm going to flip this around and show you guys what we got. Bam, we got our oregano right here. We got some basil right there. Basil right here, excuse me. We got the rosemary right here. We got our little wilted peppermint. I'm about to take it in right now because it's wilted. And then we got some peppers because I wanted to knock them off to make the, you know what I mean? And that's where we're at, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go throw these in their proper Ziploc bags, let them begin to dry out. When I want to keep in the refrigerator, I'll do that. You know what I mean? And then move on to the next thing. As always, thank you for watching. Definitely try to stay cool. And I'm going to see you next time.